with a very warm heart that welcome you to today's episode of Tax Matters. My name is Olumuyiwa Matuloko, and with me on today's episode is Christina Pius.
Hello, viewers.
Monday, the 27th of May, was Children's Day. And of course, you know that on the 29th, we celebrated Democracy Day. Now, like they say, the youths of today are the leaders of tomorrow, who were once children, and today's children will become the adults of tomorrow. In keeping with our traditions in the last 4 or 5 years, today's episode of Tax Matters is going to be wholly and exclusively devoted to the children of this country. Perhaps the best way to begin is this poem by one young Shagro, Yewande Adeboale, a student of the University of Lagos and a member of the Unilag Tax Club.
It is a law well established. In life, some consideration must be furnished. Dues must be paid. Taxes one cannot evade. The certainty of taxation, the illegality of evasion. To government, tax is heir. To the payer, tax is unfair. Taxpayers lament. Tax on water, on bread and butter. Tax is just as death is to life. Tax is a knife. But the tax collector replies, in taxation, no one ever implies. Taxation, the lifeblood of the economy, a must for all and sundry. Taxes on salary, taxes on wages, a principle in existence for ages. No one ever pays tax wearing a smile. No one ever desires to voluntarily go the extra mile. Of things to be despised, taxes take the fore of the many things that make the heart sore. Nonetheless, it is important to do the needful. The very concept of taxation is indeed a handful, but give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, even if it takes strength to muster all of the goodwill that one has. Thank you.
And a hand of applause. That beautiful rendition.
Please appreciate her once again. Adeboale.
To government, tax is heir. To the taxpayer, it is unfair. Taxation, lifeblood of the economy, a must for all and sundry. It is important to do the needful. Give to Caesar what is Caesar's. That beautiful poem was presented by Yewande at the just concluded 15th Annual Tax Conference, which was held in Calabar, Cross River State. Let's go down low and hear what even younger ones have to say about tax and taxation.
What do you know about tax?
Tax is the money we pay for the government to repair our social amenities.
What do you know any other thing about tax?
We have indirect tax and direct tax. Direct tax is the tax that the people working under the government are paying to the government. Indirect tax are tax that the people who are selling goods pay.
Tax is the money being collected from like all these machines you see working on the road. You see people collecting the money from them. Those things are taxes.
When they collect these taxes, what do you think they use for, and who do you think they pay the taxes to?
They take the taxes to government and they use it for building roads, houses, and so many things that can please people.
Tax is the income you pay to the government to make them do what they can for us.
Do you know any type of tax?
Like the salary they pay to your parents, they will remove some tax inside. Like the drink you buy is like you buy 100 naira drink, the tax inside is 5% of it is the value of the tax you give the government.
Tax is the money paid by workers or removed from workers' salary to pay to improve the nations.
Michael, what do you know about tax?
Tax is good. That is good. It is good to pay our tax. We use it to pay. We use it to build our road. We use it to pay our teachers, and we use it to let our life better.
Okay. Who do we pay tax to?
To Lagos, Fashola.
What do you know about tax?
Tax is the money paid by workers or removed from workers' salary to improve the nation's facilities and resources that we use in our various places. Tax can also be used by government for building houses.
Tax are the money that the parents and people living in the country pay to the government.
What do you think the government uses these taxes for?
Use it to build schools, schools and hospitals.
Okay.
Tax is the money being deducted from people who work and given to the government for people to use and do good roads, pipes and the railways, the drainage and other things. And again, tax is money which is being paid after you have bought something to the person you bought something from.
Now what do be this? Make it sound like where you. The thing where you said me too much, calculation is where okay.
Madam, me correct now. Now the price be that.
You are playing with fire, so go. Me, I know say they never start fast for picking things. Oh, you want to play me, why you? You want to teach me a bit?
Madam, now everything with the add back on top. Now so with the seller.
Madam, you did correct too.
Stop.
Good day, madam. Any problem?
Problem there.
The thing be say, we are not supposed to add VAT for baby items and other things were there for VAT exemption list.
Sam.
Chai! This one why you receipt to correct receipt supposed contain the things where you buy and the VAT will be on top. Then other items will not get VAT, you go put them separately. Madam, I apologize, You go change that.
Change that. You see say we don't know what the government.
To pay VAT dey compulsory. Now government they use to make our life jolly, to collect and pay sharply to government. It dey correct.
FIRS, it pays to pay your tax.
Tax is the money government take or charge from the people for essential services, such as building of houses, repairing of roads, building of hospitals and schools.
Do you know any type of tax that people pay?
VAT tax, direct tax and indirect tax.
Tax is the money which government used to provide essential services such as building of roads, building of hospitals, etc.
Tax money which government used to do things such as build hospitals, repair roads.
Tax is the money gotten from our parents' salaries to pay the government. For example, it is used to create maternity homes, hospitals for the people who don't have enough money from our country.
Do you know any type of tax?
Yes. Value-added tax and personal income tax.
What else is there to add? One is gladdened by the fact that the efforts of the tax authorities, especially the Federal Inland Revenue Service, in the area of public enlightenment are beginning to yield fruits. But more importantly, there's hope for Nigeria. Let's go a bit higher up in the age bracket and listen to what these secondary school students have to say about tax and taxation. Many of the respondents in this next category are members of SAT, Students Advocate for Tax, an initiative of the Federal Inland Revenue Service. Students who have decided to be advocates and ambassadors of taxation.
Let's say since I've been in SAT Club, I'm partially a teacher now because everywhere I go to, I advocate for tax. We help in advocating for tax, tell people more about taxes, especially people that they are so ignorant about it. So we teach them the meaning of tax, what is used for, how they generate it, and how you can use it to provide social amenities and infrastructures for the country.
How do you do that? You just come to people and say, have you started paying taxes? You should begin to pay. How do you do it?
No, like in SS2, we rallied for the club. They took us out, so we shared flyers to people. We went to shops. We told them about taxes. Because most people, they don't want to invite us. They won't want to hear about taxes. But at times, you just have to tell them. Then you take it easy. You now take it gradual. Then you start telling them about tax, why it is being paid, and what to use them for.
If you were to advocate to me now, if you were to come and talk to me about taxation, how would you approach me? What would you say?
When I come, I'll introduce myself to you and I'll tell you the advantages of tax. And every Nigerian person wants to enjoy life. And if I tell you the advantages of what tax can do for you, you will be convinced, and within you, you will want to pay tax because you want to enjoy a better tomorrow. And you want to lay a good foundation for your children and your grandchildren. So that's what I'll tell you.
If you were to approach me to advocate, to talk about taxation, what would you tell me?
I will tell you that if you want to contribute to the development of your country, you have to pay taxes, at least to help the government in the creation of revenues for the development of our country, Nigeria. Thank you.
Tax is like a kind of fund paid by a citizen of a state or a country to the government to improve, like provide basic amenities for the benefit of the citizen.
Tax is a money given to the government to develop the society.
Who pays those taxes?
It's by we people.
Do you know any type of taxes that we have?
Yes, value-added tax. I can explain value-added tax. Like now, when you go to the market, if you buy something, they remove 5% of the things you bought. That is value-added tax.
Tax is collected every month from workers' salary, and then it's given to the government in order to use. So the government then uses it to do things for the general public, like roads, building of schools, hospitals, and other things that will benefit the general public.
What role do you think taxation has to play in the economy?
I think it has a big role because soon our oil resources will eventually dry up, and I think we'll have to fall back on tax. So as we are doing now, if we just keep on going away and if tax continues to grow, as I'm seeing it grow, we can help the nation become a more tax-paying country. And before we know it, our nation would have developed into something great. And those who started this tax club with us, the pioneers, would have been very happy to see that our country is now developed and we are all paying our taxes and helping each other.
Tax till today is one of the major sources of government revenue. And to boost the nation, the government needs revenue. So if you pay tax, you are helping the nation by increasing their revenue. Well, I've seen that I have a role to play in paying tax and other things. I've seen my own part that even though I'm not able to pay tax, I'm able to sensitize the public and tell the elders that they should pay tax.
As we Nigerians, we hate paying our tax. That's the truth.
So why should we pay?
Yeah, we need to pay in order to develop our country.
Tax is a compulsory levy imposed by the government to people, goods and services. So from your income, you pay tax to develop your country. Again,
we say there's hope for Nigeria. A decade from now, these young ones will not be talking oil or petroleum, if you like, but rather they will be talking about taxation as a tool for national development. One hopes that in addition to being good and willing taxpayers, they will also choose to be either tax collectors or tax practitioners. To do that in Nigeria, you need to be registered with the CITN. Whether you are an accountant or a lawyer or an economist, you sign up for the exams, and when you pass, you become a full member of the CITN. And you'll be inducted formally to be given the license to practice. Christina has the story of the 28th induction ceremony of the CITN, which was held just the other week in Lagos.
On Thursday, May 23rd, the Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria, for the 28th time in its existence as a professional body, inducted 572 new members into its fold at a colorful ceremony in Lagos. Mr. Adekunle Adeola is the Chairman, Membership and Professional Conduct Committee of the CITN.
This induction ceremony is of very importance to you inductees for the following reasons. This will provide an avenue for you to acquaint yourself with the Institute's expectations as tax practitioners, with the rights and obligations that will be conferred on you today, to present you to the business community as a group of professionals with intellectuals and expertise in the field of taxation. It presents you with the instrument of office as a chartered tax practitioner in Nigeria. And of course, it will announce you to the world as professional tax advisors, administrators, teachers and experts legally empowered to do such. I have no doubt that you have made a lot of sacrifices to get to this day. Some of you are direct members, while some pass through the Institute examination to be here today. Among you today, we have 159 graduate members that have passed through our levels of examinations, and direct members around 421, and today we are inducting about 600. Taxation in Nigeria today is a profession of the future. It is through your membership of CITN that could be part of this future. CITN is one of the fastest growing, quality-driven professional bodies with membership strength of 14,924, made up of 2,202 fellows and 12,722 associates.
Mr. JFS Jegede, President CITN, lamented a situation where only a small percentage of taxable persons pay taxes, while admonishing the new members to join other members of the institute to redress the situation.
You have been inducted today to assist government and taxpayers to plug loopholes, if any, and bring into the tax net more individuals. A situation where a negligible percentage of taxable persons actually pay taxes is very disheartening, and profaners must rise up to the challenge to ensure Nigeria's economy is diversified through taxation. The Institute is determined more than ever before to collaborate with various stakeholders to enhance the manpower capacity of the Nigerian tax system through training and development of the workforce in various organizations and agencies.
Special guest of honor was the chairman Abia State Board of Internal Revenue, Mr. Godfrey Ogbonna, while Mr. E.O. Dafinone presented the induction paper on taxation as a tool for national development. Prizes were presented to outstanding persons who excelled in the CITN qualifying examination. Then the business of the day, the formal admission of 572 men and women into the tax profession in Nigeria.
I state your name, do solemnly swear that I shall always comply with the provisions of the Institute Charter, bear true allegiance to the Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria and laws of Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God. Congratulations, you are now admitted.
Abubakar Abdulkadir, Abubakar Mustafa Yarima, Achille Shedrack A, Achoja Oniru Solomon, Adamu Iliasu Gabo, Adamu Umar Sonda, Adalawo Omoniyi Emmanuel, Adeagbo Joseph Adebusuyi, Adebayo Jimoh Adekunle, Adebayo Olayinka Oluwatoyin, Adebayo Adedapo Adewumi, Adebisi Baba.
We want to commend and recommend the taxation profession to those young lads who spoke to us earlier in the episode, just as we congratulate those new members of the CITN. Now is the time for adults to have their say. You remember our ongoing debate. What is it that drives voluntary tax compliance? Is it fear of sanctions? Is it sheer patriotism? Or is it good governance?
Tax is a compulsory levy. So you don't compare tax with what they are using the tax for. When you are talking about good governance, you are trying to look at what they use the tax for. Tax is a compulsory levy. That means it's your, how can I put it? It's your duty as, we can't say citizen because it is not every citizen that is taxable. As a resident of a country, you are supposed to pay tax. Then you don't say that, okay, because of I want to see what they are using the tax for, I will not pay. Fine. Good governance is part of it. If at least people want to know, they are not dummies. People want to know what have you done with my money, then it will encourage them to pay more. So we can now say, okay, good governance. But the basis of it is that tax is a compulsory levy, and it's immaterial of whatever they are using it for. Pay your own, then you can now use your power of vote to remove the person that is embezzling your money.
I would support good governance, because when the taxpayer says that the roads are properly built, there's good transport system, basic amenities are available, they are willing to pay their taxes.
What drives voluntary tax compliance? Is it good governance, share patriotism, or fear of sanctions? What encourages people to pay tax?
Yes, there's no other thing that can encourage people to pay tax than good governance. I would draw a good example to Lagos State, River State, and then my own state, Akwa Ibom. I want to talk about Akwa Ibom because if you come into Akwa Ibom today, if you were there 5 years ago, and compare it with the present day, you see to it that there's enough infrastructure. And you cannot force people to pay tax when the needed infrastructure are not in place and the government are not able to provide the basic amenities. So in our state today, it is a very veritable environment for people to voluntarily pay tax because they are seeing what the government are doing in terms of good roads, good medical services to the aged, children, and even the pregnant women, free and compulsory education. In fact, if you come in, you just, nobody will ask you. So there's voluntary compliance as far as taxation is concerned.
In Nigeria, it is fear of the law. Ordinarily, it should be good governance and share patriotism. But we are yet to get to that level. So that's why we will need to graduate from fear of the law to good governance. Because there is connection between taxation and good governance. You cannot separate patriotism from good governance and democracy. They are intertwined. And it behoves on the leadership to ensure that they give good governance so that the taxpayer will find good reason not to evade tax payment. And that is where we need to get in this country. Because one of the purposes of taxation is representation. And good representation induces voluntary compliance.
Chineke me, they don't increase my salary money. No be mistake. Oga accountant do so. Papa Junior, you never hear of Peter. Now the new MD that. Talk now.
Peter, na Personal Income Tax Amendment Act, where Mr. President just signed for law to better the life of them people. So them to go get more money to enjoy with them family. You see this amended act, they don't reduce the tax with the on top your salary money. They can't increase consolidated allowance money where we go to get every month. And you know, say, now the president will listen if you do better thing for the people.
Ah, Mr. President, you do well, oh. The blessing you they think of me when you they sign this bitter. Now I feel do boku things this year. I feel rent shop for Mama Junior, buy textbook for Junior, send money go village, make the thing begin build my house. So you say I'm the landlord? Of course. Oh, you just say I call country for you? Peter, Peter, hey, Peter.
JTB, creating a tax-friendly environment.
We're interested in hearing your own take. What is it that drives voluntary tax compliance? You can contribute by liking us on Facebook or following us on Twitter. You can also send in your contributions via email or text messages. We want to thank you most sincerely for watching today's episode of the program. From Christina.
Thank you for watching and bye for now.
And from me, have a good week ahead.